One. Well, Gaylene, welcome back to Mayor's Monday here at WSAU, WSAU.com. What's going on in the village?
Lots of going on.
Yes, lots of development. I guess that's probably the most forward-facing thing that we usually talk about because things have changed quite a bit on Red Mountain Drive, even in the last 12 to 14 months.
A lot of construction, and not only on the village's end of things, but also on the development side. So you're correct. With Chipotle opening up, doing extremely well. So we're happy that it's gone over well and seems to fit in well with the community at the interchange. So that's good. And Seven Brew is going to be coming in sometime in mid to late October. So haven't seen it, but they actually came in and delivered the building and should be up and running sometime in October.
Yeah, Seven Brew is really interesting because if you haven't seen something like that, they actually do come in and plop the building down. It's not really an on-site construction. I know that they had people watching in Marshfield when they did that, just kind of mesmerized by the process. But that's another big thing, though, that kind of people moved here from outside of the area just come to expect when it comes to offerings for restaurant and beverage, things like that.
And of course, everybody's favorite, the Chick-fil-A is coming up as well. That is still on schedule for January of 2026. Obviously, I'm sure the winter months, but they've already broken ground, so you can see some of the work being done. It kind of all blends in with what's going on Lilac Avenue. Anybody who's gone through that area, it's been under construction during this whole process. So it's going to look a lot different next summer. Well, certainly a lot cleaner at that point in time because less orange barrels and dirt and everything. And so by that point in time, there should be a good way to get to your favorite eatery.
Yes, and of course there's a lot of them right there, and a lot of them to come as well. Obviously, people have been kind of raving about Raising Cane's as well. What was that process like? I know the village, again, doesn't have a whole lot to do in this other than facilitate a transaction if asked, but that's a process that everybody's kind of watching as well.
Yeah, Fazoli's closed down, and so you're trying to get your breadsticks, you won't be able to get those anymore. But from our understanding, there isn't going to be anything that's really going to be happening for the remainder of the year. Most of the things are going to be happening after 26, and you're going to start to see probably demo of the building. And there is some reconfiguration of the building and drive-through. Obviously, it's a much different setup than what Fazoli's had. They did go through plan commission, some feedback on how that's going to work, etc. So yeah, that'll be another change to the community coming in the spring. And how long that process will take, I'm not sure with their construction, but we just know that sometime in the spring there'll be some activity happening in that part of Vermont Drive.
So that's going to be a complete redevelopment then at that site,
Yep,
right?
absolutely.
So, and again, that's all past the Village Plan Commission and everything like that.
Yep,
So
they've gone through the process, yeah.
Yeah, that's all good to go. So Raising Cane's then at some point next year as well, or is it going to be a little longer wait?
I'm not sure yet. I'm sure we'll know more as it gets closer to that time period. You know, winters in Wisconsin can be quite different. We have a nice early spring that might change their construction schedule, so we'll play it by ear. I mean, obviously they're not going to reuse the building, so that silly has to tear it down. So there's no winter work that could possibly be done. So yeah, it's a complete rebuild.
Sure. So as far as the Lilac Avenue project then, where is the village at on that? Because again, if you don't know that area and you're going to try Chipotle for the first time, it can be a little confusing.
Yeah, so a while back, over a year ago, we put in the limited turn lanes off of Red Mountain Drive. So you can get into the Chipotle site, but we're kind of pushing traffic more onto Lilac Avenue. Lilac Avenue is under construction, and that started. We anticipate that project to be done about the beginning of November. So be patient. I would ask people to be patient. It's a little messy down there. You certainly get the calls. It's not fun. It's not an easy way to travel, but certainly when that project's going to be done, They'll have nice pedestrian facilities. We'll have sidewalk. We'll have what they call a raised table for pedestrian crossing in that area that feeds into some of the restaurant places, etc. So it'll be a nice project once it's completed.
Yes, again, it's that once it's completed that you always have to kind of wait out and just kind of grip your knuckles and bear it, right?
Yeah, and again, we so far everything has gone really well. I know we're fielding some of the calls and complaints that happen. It's normal with construction. We can anticipate and expect that. But again, we appreciate people being patient and driving safely. I know our sheriff's deputies, our assigned deputies, have kind of monitored the area closely as well, just to make sure.
Indeed. One of the other things that everybody in the region has been dealing with the last couple of years, especially since COVID, obviously the water treatment plants. Once we realized we had PFAS in the water up here, a lot of municipalities were scrambling to adjust their water distribution. What has the village done? Because I understand you're in the process of doing some building there at the water treatment site.
Anybody who's been on 51 southbound, northbound, right in front near King's Camper can see the cranes. They've been there for quite a while. It's been a long process, and it's a very complicated project too in itself, because there's a lot of underground piping, etc., and tanks that actually have to be craned in, etc. But yeah, that's going to be a really nice facility, $14 million project, getting some better quality of water. It's time. It's been, like you addressed the PFAS, they'll address those issues as well. So
yeah. So where are we at with this project then, or how far along?
Hopefully in the spring, we'll be done. So, and I'm sure our utility director will be thankful when it's done too. I know he's been dealing with it on a daily basis. But yeah, it'll be a nice facility. A good quality for our residents and as well as our businesses in the community. So
what work then is actually being done at the site?
Again, it's a water treatment facility. It addresses water quality and an improvement. It had been planned previously, so it's always been in work even before PFAS. But obviously with PFAS, that got added into the old equation of things. So yeah. It's the iron, magnesium, that kind of quality thing that we're trying to make sure that we have good quality water for our residents.
And then I'm sure the either reverse osmosis or granular activated carbon filtration, right? Yep. Yeah, that's kind of the methods, I should say, that everybody else has been going with here. Right. So obviously then the money question, what is it doing to the water rates? Do you know what how that's going to impact users yet then?
So we have seen, we've been working with the PSC of lately. We just went through a conventional rate change just recently, and slight adjustment. I'm sure there'll be a review again at some point. Red Mountain's always had one of the lowest water rates in the region, so bit changes coming up, but we had foreseen that coming around anyway. So doing our best and being good stewards of our funds and making sure we're looking and examining everything along the way to make sure that that impact is not severe. I know that sometimes it can be scary when you look at percentage, but looking at what the number wise of what it is, I think we do pretty well, and it goes to the work that's been done in the past. So we ended up taking, as part of the incorporation, the water utility became under the village's roof, and so it's a brand new thing for us too. So it's also a learning curve and trying to figure out, but again, Mike does a really good job as our utility director. He's been keeping on top of it and has been with the project from the beginning. So.
Sure. Yeah, that's obviously what kind of everybody's been looking at, is what does it do to my rates, but it's out of the village's control because the Public Service Commission does indeed regulate that.
Yeah, so. Exactly. You got that one right on the head, and I know sometimes to the frustration of us, it is frustrating trying to keep up with that and trying to explain why do we have to do it this way. But as you said, the PSC controls that, we work with our financial advisors, try to make sure that we sharpen our end of things on the pencil, and again, credit goes to our utility director, Mike Hiroff, and trying to keep on top of that and making sure, and also using any of the funds to help offset, whether it was, safe drinking loan fund, etc., just to try to help with that.
Yeah, any free money that you can find is always
Kind of
welcome.
loan funds, yeah, or any free money, exactly.
Last thing then before we let you go, I'll end on a fun note. Dog costume contest at Sandy's Bark Park. Where did this come from?
Well, this came out of the park commission, so similar to our food truck night, that came from our park commission. But yeah, I believe this is going to be our third year, Sandy's Bark Park, on Thursday, October 30th. It starts 4 o'clock. Well, registration is at 4:30. The parade. So we have a little trail. If you have been at Sandy's Bark Park, both the older section and newer section both have walking paths. And then last year, our Marathon County Sheriff's deputy, one of our Red Mountain deputies, actually led the parade with the vehicle and all the vehicles. And then we had judges. So the parade starts at 5:15, judging at 5:45, and prizes for the top participants of those who are selected. Very cute. It's very cute. It's been fun. I enjoyed it. I did not bring my dog. I don't think she could have handled the stress of the competition. So, but it's very nice.
Yes, and this is one of the activities that's kind of come about because you have the Bark Park there. But that's an area that's constantly in flux. You're always looking at ways to improve that. I know you've had a couple of phases now. Do you have another phase coming up of expansion there?
So we have one of the last parts of the piece of the puzzle will be a walking path. So it would be what we would consider a on leash. So it's going to be outside the fence area. You will have to keep your dog on a leash, but it's going to be a walking path that's going to connect to the County R Hummingbird Trail. We have boardwalk, so obviously we got to go through the wetland, etc. But that's the last phase. We just hired a new director, so looking forward. That's on his list of things to do, and so hopefully in a conversation in the future we can be like, yeah, we're going to be starting construction soon. But it's a beautiful area. We appreciate the support we've gotten from our residents in supporting the dog park.
Yeah, it is a really great dog park there, and I mean for everybody that has supported it. I mean, you even got hotels buying into it because they have guests that come with dogs too.
Dog-friendly pet hotels.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. So it's been a great addition, and I'm glad to see that area is becoming very active because that's great to see for the community.
And it puts value to our community and to our residents, and that's why people want to make Red Mountain their home. That's one thing that we pride ourselves on. It's one big thing that we've been pushing in through our incorporation is our sense of community, whether it's the food truck night or it's the dog costume contest, our community outreach event that we held last May. It's all about a sense of community and promoting Red Mountain and Red Mountain area, the greater Red Mountain area. So
we always appreciate the time, Gaylene. We look forward to chatting again in the future.
All right, thank you very much.